quarter. And here's Fitzroy going into attack through Brown. Brown driving the ball into the forward pocket. Coming through there is Beard, the former Western Australian for Richmond. Stems this attack by Fitzroy. Chance there for Clay. Clay, the Richmond wingman, under a lot of pressure, and eventually the ball is over the line to be thrown in half-forward right. We've seen an extremely good game so far between these two teams. Only 5 points the difference. Now here's Doug Hayward.
It's Michael Bowden, the man who puts it out to Clay. Clay goes along centre wing position, hotly pursued by Herod, kicks the ball accidentally over the line, out of bounds, centre wing position. Now as the rucks come in, and it's Crow who gets it down nicely, but Bartlett takes it. Bartlett across, and it's well taken by Zunderberg at centre half-back.
He's been one of the best Fitzroy players so far. He's broken up many attacks in the first half of the game.
Yes, on one of the stars of the Victorian Football League in the person of Royce Hart. Zunderberg's been an outstanding player, and here comes David Walls, only a youngster, goes to the ground from a push and will take a free kick. Another good player for Fitzroy. Richmond, the premier side of 1967 and 69, getting quite a surprise as they're leading only by 5 points, and Walls is in distance. He's only about 45 yards out, directly in front, kicking to the scoreboard goal. Kicks a long, high punt kick. It's a good one, and they're in front.
Lovely goal by Wall. That's his second now. Tall, rangy player playing now at centre half forward. A very, very good type. That goal certainly added incentive now to Fitzroy to take this game from Richmond.
Well, our coverage of this royal occasion match between Fitzroy and Richmond has been relayed live to all states except Western Australia, and is the biggest single live coverage ever of a Victorian Football League match.
As Michael Green thumps Richmond into attack, the chance for Sykes of Fitzroy. John Northey beside him battles. It's kicked away from both. Andrews, who's been a good player, gets a hand pass out nicely to Lazarus. Lazarus left foots it down to centre wing position behind. It was almost Thomas. A chance now for a hand pass out to wing position, and bolting down there is Merrigan. He kicks down towards where Russ Kucklick comes in, got the chance, misses it. It goes past Johnny Newman with the ball in plate, hits it out in front of him. He goes out from a bump by Sheedy. In comes Clay. Clay trundles it on, picks it up in the centre of the ground and drives it straight to Fitzroy, who mark on the chest. It's Zunderberg again. He went on when he shouldn't have. A chance for Herod. Herod left foots it only about 35 yards to Russell Crowe. Crowe steadies and boots it down, and Richmond have the chance through Barry Richardson, who marks safely.
No forwards there in position. Fitzroy breaking down that last line.
And the lead is easily given by Michael Green. The 6'5" giant takes the mark and then plays on downfield looking for captain. Now it's Burke he looks for, and Burke takes the mark. Belated effort from after Burke had taken it by Crowe. A hand passes to Bartlett. Bartlett left puts it down to centre half forward. Peter Wood and Eric Moore fly. Behind the pack is Barrett. Barrett's got the chance. He's beautifully tackled, loses the run of it. And now Big John Ronaldson chases out the boundary line. Can't reach it. It's bustled over the line, out of bounds.
Richmond are 6'7", 43. Fitzroy are 6'8", 44.
John Newman's got the ball for Fitzroy once again on half-back flank. He boots it down. Over Green's head it goes. Behind is Graham Bergen. Mike Andrews of Fitzroy takes him on. It's taken over the line. Out of bounds. Fitzroy in attack on the half-forward flank. Waiting now as the contestants come in. It's Michael Green, number 37, who is a star of the final series of last year. Taps it down very nicely. Kevin Murray, number 1, the Brownlow medalist, can't reach it. Down they go. Newman comes in. Murray picks up, and Murray drives it downfield with a pass out towards Peoples. It's picked up and left-footed by Andrews across over the head of everyone. Peoples comes in, but beautifully upmarked by Strang.
He's on.
Strang is off, trips accidentally, falls to the ground. Umpire Crouch
should be afraid of Fitzroy, yes.
Free kick, and it's going. Look at the discomfort and the displeasure of Strang as he picks up the ball and will throw the ball to Peoples.
The last time Richmond were beaten, Tony, was just before the final round series, and Fitzroy were the last team to beat them.
Yes, they won 8 straight after that, Ken, and Fitzroy were the last. And doing very well so far today.
But they're a very promising young side.
Peoples is about 45 yards out from goal, sends a long spiral torpedo punt. Baird's the man in front, takes the mark very safely just beside the behind post. Colin Baird, an ex-West Australian, comes in and boots it downfield looking for the long frame of 37 Michael Green. Behind him Dick Clay takes a beautiful mark. Clay, the Richmond winger, is underneath the men's member stand, just in front of where Her Majesty is. Across it goes to Bartlett. Bartlett picks it up at centre-half back, and Newman almost picks him up, but Bartlett boots it downfield. Peter Wood and Eric Moore contest this one. Punched away by Wood. Nice play by Hart. Taken away brilliantly by Hodgkin. Hodgkin gets his kick and boots it with a perfect pass downfield, and is taken by Thompson. In a flash, it goes out to Merrigan. Merrigan boots it down, looking for the dangerous Murphy. Murphy's in trouble. Twists a clever hand pass out to Wall. Wall kicks a long one for goal. It's great football, but just misses. Another behind to Fitzroy.
Fitzroy are looking good as they go into attack now. They're opening up the game and using their pace to advantage.
They are. Their pace and handball, Ken, I think, has been the feature that's kept them right in this game up to now.
Fitzroy go to a 2-point advantage at about the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. 6-9 to 6-7 as Barry Richardson puts the ball into play. There's Crow, number 32 of Fitzroy, but in front of them a lovely mark taken by Merrigan, the Fitzroy winger. He's got a lead here from Russ Cutlick. Russ Cutlick's going to be under pressure though, flew too early. Barry Richardson knocked the ball down, then kicked it off the ground, and the decision is kicking in danger, and it's a free kick against Richmond and will be taken by Wall. Wall is within kicking range. He'll be about 40 yards out, almost straight in front, has already kicked 2 goals. Sun breaking through. There's the kick on its way. It's offline, I think. Yes, a behind only. That's Fitzroy's 10th behind. They move on now to 6-10, 46 points. Richmond are 6-7, 43.
Barry Richardson, short passes out to Michael Green once again. Green takes it on the boundary line, looks for hand pass across to halfback flanker Thomas. He's got the chance with an awkward bounce, but still gets away. Down towards centre wing position. Great mark taken by Burke. Burke's off in a flash. Tries the short pass, but it's a bad one across to Moore. Wood goes chasing the ball back towards the goal line. Picks it up on the goal line. A hand pass to Hodgkin. Hodgkin got plenty of time now to steady. Tries a short one across, and it's well done to Zannenberg. 35-yard
good
bullet-like pass.
They've had a good understanding these two all day.
And Zannenberg destroys it all by kicking it into the crowd with a very careless shoddy kick.
That's his first mistake for the day.
Yes, it is too. He's been a very, very good player at centre-half back, Zannenberg, and has certainly held Royce Hart.
Clay's on and kicks badly, trapped by Northey. Northey will be met solidly. He kicks it across to Bartlett. Bartlett's chased by Murray. Accidentally pushed in the back. The free kick must go to Bartlett. Bartlett, another one of the champions of the Richmond side, probably the fastest player on the ground, looks out for Vice-Captain Hart. Oh, Vice-Captain last year, he's not this year, Bill Barrett is. Hart takes the mark well. Royce Hart is a left footer, national service. He's about 40 to 45 yards out. Watch the deliberation. Great player. Hart comes in, left foot, punt kicks for goal. Long and high, but it's off direction. The kicking's been astray, and that's another behind.
Richmond now 6-8 to Fitzroy 6-10.
As Wood tries a short pass out to Andrew. Andrew takes it. Andrews gets a hand pass across nicely. This time to Merrigan. Merrigan's off downfield on the centre wing position. Sends a punt kick down where Colin Beard's underneath it. He gets plenty of opposition from Wall. Nicely picked up by Strang. Strang sends a 65-yarder down towards the half-forward flank, and racing towards it is Barrett. Barrett pushed his opponent out, and the free kick goes against him as he bolts downfield and kicks for goal, but the free kick is to Zannenberg. Look at Barrett.
He's been a colourful character in this match so far, no question. The second quarter particularly.
It's interesting to record that this is the first Sunday fixture in league history, and certainly a red letter day for Victorian League football.
Zannenberg boots it down where Hart's in position. It's punched away by Murray. Murphy gets an awkward bounce. Murray scoops it up, runs into trouble, tries to find Murphy. Murphy's in trouble too, picked up by Bartlett. Down he went from a heavy bump from 16 stone 4 from Russell Crowe. Bartlett now boots out looking for the dangerous will-o'-the-wisp Northey. Northey well taken. And accidentally he ran into the hip of young Shearer that time, but Northey's up. He's a good long way out from goal, 70 to 80 yards, boots it down to the 10-yard square. Ronaldson's up, misses it, punched downfield, and here's a chance for Crowe. He's in trouble, but boots it down, and it's well directed to Murray. Murray marks on his chest.
Murray, by the way, was the winner of the Best and Fairest Award in Victorian football last year, the Brownlow Medal.
And he's in his 16th season of first-class football. He's been a champion from the first go. 9 times he's been best and fairest for Fitzroy. Booted down there by Merrigan. Merrigan drives it towards Russ Cutlick. Behind the pack, it's beautifully picked up by Sheedy. Sheedy screws it back over the head of his to Michael Green. Dick Clay gets an awkward bounce on the boundary line and is taken over the line by Merrigan of Fitzroy.
Merrigan doing a great job for Fitzroy on the wing. Good opponent in Clay, but doing well.
Right underneath the members' stand where the Royal Party are watching this match at this stage. Picked up by Murphy. Murphy steadies, has a shot for goal and hooks it across, but it's lucky for Fitzroy. It should have been taken there by Thompson. He follows on, fights for it. He's on a very awkward angle. Left foot snap for goal and puts it through.
And that's his first goal in Victorian League football.
Yes, it may well be his first kick for the day. He's had rather a quiet day, but that was done very, very well indeed.
He's only an 18-year-old, I believe, and he comes from Warrnambool and opened on the half-forward flank today for Fitzroy. In the first half, he was very quiet. He was almost unnoticed, but that was a great goal, a nice left foot snap, and it puts Fitzroy on to 52 points. Fitzroy 7-10 to Richmond 6-8. Back in the centre, umpire is Jeff Crouch. There's Crow, swinging Fitzroy into attack, the ball coming to Newnham. Was he allowed the mark? No, umpire Crouch said play on. Not much hope of anyone breaking away from that pack, so umpire Crouch decides to bounce the ball centre half forward with Fitzroy in the attack. Kicking to what is known as the Western Stand in. Here's a chance for Fitzroy again as the ball's driven forward. Flying high there was...
Good boy, Brownie. Norman Brown.
Norm Brown, and Norm Brown has taken the mark, within kicking range too.
It was a big pack of players. Kenny did very well to hold that.
He's rucked extremely well. He's straight in front, about 45 yards out. Let's see whether he can put it through. It's on its way. I think it's there. It is. Another goal for Fitzroy, and this should give the young Lions a great deal of hope.
Tremendous amount of heart. They've done very, very well, we thought, to be even with Richmond at half-time, but now they're exerting even more pressure, and in this third term have slowly drawn away to lead by 14 points. An excellent effort by the young Fitzroy side. There you see the Royal Standard flying over the scoreboard here at the MCG on this very right royal occasion.
I was just wondering how the Royal Party were enjoying this game at the present time. Unfortunately, we can't show any reaction shots. Back in the centre, Crow doing well, knocks the ball into the open spaces. Beautiful football, comes out here to Peoples of Fitzroy. Peoples drives the ball forward where Russ Cutlick marks. And oh, look at this.
Ah, that's silly. It could cause a free against him.
Back pocket player for Richmond fell very heavily then, but it's Russ Cutlick's kick, and he has an opportunity to post yet another goal for Fitzroy. Slight angle, there's the kick on its way. I think he may have missed it. No, he didn't.
His second goal.
Squeezed in, and that's his second goal, and Fitzroy move on to 9-10. 9-10, 64 points to Richmond 6-8, 44. 20 points the difference.
Well, Russ Cutlick too has been a little quiet up to now, but that was certainly a very strong mark under pressure, and as you saw, his kick was quite a good one. A good torpedo right through.
Fitzroy, 3 goals in 3 minutes.
The contestants are Crow and Green. Crow thumps it down. It's sharked by Richmond. Here's a chance now for a pick-up by Merrigan. Merrigan across to centre half forward from Thompson. Nice play there by Shearer. Shearer's hand pass goes down towards Newman. Newman's in trouble. He turns from 45 yards out from goal. He screws and shoots, and he's put it behind.
Well, that would have been a valuable goal for Fitzroy had Newman been on the target.
Been a magnificent opening in this third quarter by Fitzroy. The second quarter was tremendous brawling at one stage, and we thought that Fitzroy might have been the side was unsettled. It hasn't been up to date as Barry Richardson kicks it wide out down the centre of the ground, looking for Michael Green. Crow's in front of him, almost took it away from him too. It's claimed by Wall. Umpire Jeff Crouch says no, and he points his hands towards Russell Crow.
Free to Crow, is it?
No, he's going to bounce it. About the half-forward line as Crow and Green clash once again. Crow wins it again, out towards Murphy. Murphy losing, comes Sheedy. Sheedy gets it knocked away from him, a chance for Murphy. Murphy to Newman. Newman has another hurried snapshot for goal. It's across the face. It's one major.
Well, Well, this young Fitzroy side doing tremendously well at the moment. They're combining very, very well indeed. I think this is stemming from big Russell Crowe in the centre with these big punches from the ruck. But that was an excellent goal by Newman.
You know, Tony, it's significant. They're by far the younger side. I don't think that many of them have played before a crowd of this magnitude before, and it's a royal occasion, yet they're turning on a splendid brand of football.
I wonder if they can keep it up, Ken.
That's 5 goals in 15 minutes as Green gets it down to Herod. Herod then boots it out wide, and underneath it the chances there for Strang. Strang goes up and can't take it behind the pack. It's the strong frame of Brown, picked up by Beard, well tackled by Peoples. Brown gets through and gets it out towards Wall. Bartlett's bustled out too and takes a free kick for being pushed. And there's another little scuffle going on behind. Not affection that time either, as Bergen and Norman Brown were disputing. Bartlett takes the kick and boots to the centre of the ground. High in the air goes Green. Battling to with him was his teammate Hart, and Hart beats him for it and takes the mark.
Hart, former Tasmanian and one of the best centre-half forwards in Australia.
Yes, I think he's undisputably the best, Ken. It's punched away beautifully by Wood. In comes Francis Burke. Beautiful play, Herod, as he knocks it away. Here comes the 16.5 stone. Well taken on by little Bartlett. Downfield it goes to Peoples. Peoples onto his left foot and boots it down to Richardson and Russ Cucklick. Russ Cucklick punches it down. Norm Brown's got the chance, gets his foot to it and dribbles it down that one behind Andrew.
Just a little bit slow, Norman Brown. And he's a big fellow. He's not a fast player once the ball hits the ground, but had there been a nippier player there, that would have been a certain goal.
The ball did bounce very high, and I think you have to reach for it, Ken, and this held him up a little bit.
Richardson once again out wide looking for Ronaldson this time from behind. There's a scrimmage, nobody touches it. Shearer's the man scouting best. He tries to beat around his opponent, does so. Boots it down looking for Wall. Wall goes up and takes another mark.
He's played well at centre-half forward. He's taken a number of marks and has shown very good judgment. 13 kicks so far, and he's a good kick too. He's about 60 yards out. I don't think he'll get the distance. He may.
Long left foot punt. It will make the distance. It is straight. Another major to Fitzroy.
Goal number 3 to Fitzroy.
Well, some of these Fitzroy players are certainly rising to the occasion, lads that we haven't seen a great deal of in the past, but they're really playing very, very well and combining beautifully, and they've got this Tigers side floundering at the moment. And
Fitzroy are certainly confounding the critics. Richmond, the title holders. Fitzroy, down near the bottom of the list last year, are turning on a superlative exhibition of Australian rules football.
In they come, and Michael Green gets it down. Herod sharks it away from Richmond once again and boots Fitzroy into attack. Up goes Wall, the winning man, punched away by Bergen. Nice pick up here by Burke. Burke squeezes it across to captain Roger Dean. Dean in the flashback to Burke was not good football. Burke in trouble. Dean gets in his road. He's got too much pace for Merrigan as Burke. Boots it down towards the boundary line. Coming out first is Peter Wood. Gets an awkward bounce. An unlucky one then. It's picked up by Moore. Moore from a difficult angle. Kicks badly.
Richmond are not playing well under pressure. My word, they're not. Fitzroy are beating them for pace and are giving them a football lesson in the early stages of this third quarter, which has been in progress about 18 minutes. Fitzroy, 11-12, 78 points. There's the board. 269-45.
It's quite strange to see Roger Dean in trouble as he was here on the wing with Francis Burke. They usually combine so well.
Fullback Peter Wood, who played with Melbourne before he came to this side, picked up by the brilliant Clay. Clay shoots for goal and kicks it badly. The umpire's whistle went long before that, and he's moving across now to speak to Northey.
I think he'd give a free kick to Northey, won't he?
Free to Northey. I thought it held the side up, though, unfairly, but umpire Crouch was determined that Northey was to have the kick.
There's quite a good crowd here to see this match. I wouldn't say it was anywhere near an 80,000 crowd, perhaps around about the 60,000 mark.
I think 65 would be generous.
A very good crowd, nevertheless. Richmond 7th. 11-12, Fitzroy to Richmond 7-9-51. Back in the centre, umpire Crouch, who has umpired 6 Victorian League Grand Finals. There's the ball hit forward by Richmond, coming onto their centre-half forward position. Here's Northey, chipping in again, getting a lead further afield. Down it goes with Murray coming up to meet the ball. Brownlow medal winner, Murray getting hold of it, having trouble trapping it though, and plays right across the face of goal, rather dangerously towards Northey, who is bobbing up there. Northey under pressure gets a handball towards Clay. Clay misses the run of the ball, and away go Fitzroy. No, they don't. Yes, they do. Newnham chips in now. Newnham a hand pass, out it goes.
Oh, nice.
Comes out here to Lazarus. Lazarus a short pass to Andrews. Is beautiful football by Fitzroy. Andrews has been a dominating player in the centre, sends a hand pass back to Lazarus. Lazarus got a lead here.
Oh,
beautiful
Peoples.
pass to Peoples. Fitzroy, centre half forward, will swing them forward. A lovely kick, looking for Russ Cutler and Crow. Crow coming from behind, too late though. And the mark is taken by Beard. Beard, a former Western Australian player.
Very safe there in that last line of defence, Colin Beard. Very good pair of hands indeed.
Beard's kick towards the centre of the ground. Is Barrett flying high. Ball knocked into the open spaces. Gives Fitzroy the chance. However, they lose possession here as Green comes to the ball. Mike Green, the big tall Richmond follower, hooks the ball around. It's going to Newnham though, who has rowed extremely well in this third quarter. Newnham swinging Fitzroy towards centre half forward. Russ Cutlick flies, doesn't hold the mark though. It comes down, picked up by Francis Burke. The ball coming to Barrett. Barrett can't stop it. Coming through again is Burke, but it's Barrett's free kick. He was pushed in the back, and there's a beautiful drop kick, a 60-yarder towards centre half forward, flying high for the ball. Northey couldn't mark it. Ball on the ground. Picked up here by Sykes. Sykes into the open spaces. Bowden comes in, gets a hand pass to Clay, or Moore rather. Moore lines up the goal. This could be close. We'll wait on it.
Oh, dear me. Wow, that looked the goal all the way, and it just swung away at the last minute to hit halfway up the goal post and let Fitzroy off the hook temporarily. Been a very elusive player at full forward, Eric Moore. Had a little turn at the centre of the ground, exchanging there with Billy Barrett during the second term when Billy seemed to lose his temper for it.
Here's Peter Wood putting the ball into play, looking here for
Sonnenberg.
Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg couldn't mark. It's gathered in by Hart. Hart down towards Moore, but it's offline. Out of play on the full, I think, and the free kick will go to Fitzroy. Wood it is to take it in the last line of defence. Wood is the full-back for Fitzroy. This kick, not a bad one, covering about 45, 50 yards, coming forward, and a beautiful mark taken here by Norm Brown. Brown's got a lead from Andrews right in the centre. He's all on his own. He's going to play on and is forced to do so. Here's Francis Burke of Richmond, number 30, set himself for the mark, and he was interfered with, and will take the free kick. Burke to take the free. About half forward left with Richmond attacking and kicking towards what is known as the punt road end.
Down towards where a lovely leap by Moore is unsuccessful. Through comes Hodgkin, a hand pass goes to Brown. Brown, a hurried snapshot for goal. It's a good one, and that's another major to the Tigers. 2 to Billy Brown, the smallest man in the ground, only 10.5 stone.
Yes, a very nippy player, particularly noticeable for his good work in the forward pocket, Bill Brown. That was a good goal. Now, only 20 points separating these two teams here on the MCG.
What are we, about 24 minutes? 23. There we are, 23 minutes into the third quarter. Bounce in the centre, Norm Brown. The ball is shot beautifully by Clay. Lovely football by Clay. Down it goes. Chance here for Bowden. A long hand pass comes to Bartlett. The ball knocked away. Murray comes in. Fitzroy comes into the open spaces. There's Crow with the ball. Gets a hand pass. It comes out to Sykes. Sykes drives the ball towards Herod. Herod can't quite control it, but he's backed up nicely by Merrigan. Merrigan driving the ball forward, and a lovely diving mark taken by Strang, the half-back flanker for Richmond. Strang is looking for Hart here, Royce Hart. Ball high in the air, but Fitzroy punch it into the open spaces. Merrigan comes to it for Fitzroy. Tackle, gets a hand pass. It's not well directed. Goes towards Francis Burke. Oh, he's bumped solidly by Andrews. And
looks fair to me.
Andrews is going to be penalised. The free kick going to Burke. Burke with the ball, almost in the centre. A lovely pass to Barrett. Beautifully directed. Barrett left unattended then. He's going to swing this ball well forward. It's a beautiful drop kick. Waiting for it there is Eric Moore, but a lovely mark taken by Murray. Perfect judgment. He's so balanced when he flies for the ball, and he just had his eyes on it all the way and made no mistake.
Had his name on it, Ken, 20 yards away.
Murray stemming that forward thrust by Richmond.
Murray, the veteran on the ground and still looking like a youngster, down to Vice-Captain Brown. Can't take it. Barrett's the man in the dough. Runs over the line, almost skittles the boundary umpire in the process. It'll be thrown in on Richmond's half-forward flank on the grandstand side. The Tigers in attack. The contestants are Brown and Ronaldson. Ronaldson 6'5" in front. Brown beats him. Dean overruns it. Got time to recover as Murphy slips. Dean steadies and boots it down towards the pocket where Hodgkin and Bartlett look for it. Oh, well done, Moore. Moore came in like a bullet from the side and takes a fine mark. This is the full forward for Richmond, number 7, Eric Moore. He's about 50 yards out on a 45 to 50 degree angle. A very difficult one. Moore comes in. A magnificent kick straight through the centre.
That's his third goal. An excellent one. That one the best of the three. Drove it from a long way out and just seemed to judge the wind beautifully. The way that ball just curved in at the last minute. He's a very, very capable player, Eric Moore.
That brings it a little bit closer. Richmond just steadying in the closing stages of this third quarter. We're about to enter the time-on period. Umpire Crouch. There's the ball knocked away by Green. Comes out to Billy Brown. Brown's kicked down towards Eric Moore. He flies high. It's knocked away. Gathered in by Sykes. Sykes held by Northey. Will he be penalised for holding the ball? No. Umpire Crouch moves down and said, my ball, and he's going to bounce it. Ball not clear, gathered in by Barrett. Barrett's kick is intercepted. A chance here for Herod, coming to the ball fast. He can pass it, he does. A long hand pass comes out here where it's gathered in by Merrigan. Merrigan's kick bounces beautifully there for Peoples. Peoples, a hand pass, sends the ball to Brown. Brown looking for a lead further afield. Russ Cutt leads all on his own. Can he mark it? He does! 25 yards out and straight in front. And it was a beautiful piece of
good kick from
by
Brown.
A lovely piece of football. It's not Russ Cutler, I'm sorry. It's Wall again.
They're
Wall
very
has kicked
similar.
3 goals and has a chance to post his 4th. Almost straight in front and about 20 yards out. This will be an important shot for Fitzroy. There it is on its way. I think he's missed it. He has. That's bad luck indeed for Fitzroy.
He's gone down with cramp, Ken.
Yes, he's down with cramp.
Yes, looking, trying to stretch his toe back.
There's the board. Richmond 9-10. Fitzroy 11-13. And this player, Wall, apparently in a lot of pain with cramp.
Barry Richardson kicks out straight down the centre of the ground. A good leap there and a nice mark taken for Richmond. Royce Hart it is, off onto his left foot. He boots it out wide looking for Barrett. Barrett shows the pace. Up comes Zonnenberg and thumps it away from him brilliantly. A chance for Michael Green at 6'5" to lumber down. Does it nicely. A hand pass across to Burke. Burke left foot passes to Bartlett. It is great football and Richmond swinging to attack once again. David Wall has had an interrupted injury period over the years. A punctured lung kept him out most of last season. Cartilage operating before that, and now he's down with the cramp as it's kicked down where Murray goes up. He can't take it. Herod gathers him well. Fitzroy looked like getting out of trouble now as Herod boots it out over Green's head, looking for Andrew. Andrew leads 3 Richmond players nicely at centre wing. He boots it perfectly to Peoples. Too high for Peoples. Beard comes in and cleverly kicks it back to Strang. Strang's got the opportunity to hand pass. Now he goes past. He'll be caught. Taken on by Brown again. A short pass by Brown is good football. Back it goes to Lazarus. Lazarus 45 yards out. Shoots for goal with a long one. It's a long one but off direction. One behind only.
Perhaps as well for Richmond that the Fitzroy forwards are off the target.
That's right.
At this moment.
4 missed there that look definite goals.
Well, 11-14 they are now to 9-10.
Richardson once again. Ronaldson and Hart. He's target. Hart beautifully.
Magnificent.
Magnificent young player this fellow is. Scrupulously fair and one of the great attractions in league football. He's playing everywhere for Richmond now, following the ball. A long one down to centre half forward. Roger Dean's up, but he's pushed out by his teammate Barrett. Picked up there by Brown, across to the elusive Northey. Northey's caught by Sykes. Sykes follows on nicely, but Billy Brown's back there to help Northey. He's tackled, hits it out away from his own goal. Back to Northey it goes. Newman tackles Northey, and Northey eventually tumbles on top of the ball. Sykes has got it. Umpire's whistle is blown.
That was good defensive play by Fitzroy.
Sykes did well to catch Northey.
On the bounce, up they go, a punch down by Sykes, across towards the boundary line, over the boundary it is, it'll be thrown in once again. Half-forward flank with the Tigers in attack. Russell Crowe comes in to do battle with John Ronaldson. Crowe wins it perfectly, picked up there by Shearer, down towards where Bergen and Green go, but Green with his long arms takes yet another telling mark. Green was the man in league football last year who took more marks than anyone else in the game. His kick is an ugly, wobbly, bad one to Mike Andrews. Andrews on like a flash and kicks it straight downfield where Burke intercepts it nicely. The chances there for Merrigan of Fitzroy. He boots it down to the half-forward line, looking for Peoples. To the ground it comes, recovering best is Beard. He kicked in danger there, and nicely out towards Wall. Wall gets it taken away from him, but in trouble is Bergen. Well tackled by Wall. Wall takes it away from him from about 55 yards out. in hurry, inexperience, kicks it badly out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Tigers.
They're certainly spraying their kicks, Fitzroy up forward at the moment, and missing golden opportunities. Nevertheless, it's a magnificent performance by the young Lions.
Richardson once again. It's Russ Kucklick ready for the big leap. Look at him do it.
He loves those from behind.
Russ Kucklick loves the leap from behind. That was perfectly made for him, but he did it very well. Now he's about 65 yards out from goal. It's a very long one. Underneath the men's members stand, a magnificent spiral torpedo punt to the pocket. Richardson in front takes the mark.
I thought Russ Kucklick made a mistake then by delaying his kick. He should have played on far more quickly because all the Fitzroy forwards were getting covered.
Richardson to Michael Green. Green up from the siren for three-quarter time.
A great quarter by Fitzroy. There's the board, 11-14-80 to Richmond 9-10-64 at three-quarter time. I'll run through the goal kickers for you. First of all, for Richmond, Eric Moore, the full forward, has kicked 3, 2 to Northey, 2 to Bowden and 2 to Brown. For Fitzroy, 2 to Murphy, 2 Russ Kucklick, 1 to Newnham, 1 to Thompson, 1 to Brown, 1 to Lazarus and 3 to Wall. Very good quarter of football by the Fitzroy side. 11-14 at three-quarter time, and there we see the Royal Party, and one wonders whether they enjoyed that quarter of football.
Perhaps not understanding it as well as us. They may not have quite seen the significance, Ken, of the way Fitzroy were playing, but I trust they have enjoyed it because it's been a good quarter's football.
It looks like...
What are you going to say?
I was going to say, it looks like Johnny Schultz, one of our best and fairest, sitting beside Her Majesty the Queen.
Yes. And no doubt he's been briefing...
one of our great players.
Ross
Smith beside
Ross Smith alongside Prince Charles.
Yes, you'd like to imagine just how they're feeling about that, and I feel quite sure that the Duke of Edinburgh and Prince Charles would have enjoyed it because they have a pretty good knowledge of Australian rules football, and I don't think that they'd have to brush up very much before coming to the match today. It's a great pity from where I sit that they're not perhaps seeing the last quarter of the match, because this could be the most thrilling one of all. But there you are, they have a very heavy schedule today, and they'll be leaving here shortly and will be proceeding to the Albert Park Centre, where we have numerous sporting facilities for basketball, table tennis, practically every sport you can think of, and it's a magnificent facility. There you see the Royal Standard on top of the scoreboard. Just how the Royal Party will leave the ground, I don't know. I think that was supposed to be kept a secret, just where their exit would be made from. Well, Tony, perhaps you could just sum up the game to this point. Fitzroy doing extremely well. This could be the first big league football upset of the season. They're 11-14, 80 points to Richmond 9-10, 64.
Yes, Ken, you're right. It could well be the upset of the season, to start the season off on a very good note. I know Fitzroy were looking forward to this game on the MCG, not only because of the fact that it would give them another crack at Richmond, the side they beat last year, but also expecting a big crowd here today on the Sunday match, and certainly it would have been a very, very good financial benefit too, as well as perhaps winning the 4 points. They're certainly doing well enough to take the 4 points the way they're playing now. I think they've had a tremendous amount of drive from Russell Crowe and Norm Brown in the ruck. I think today, for the first time for some weeks, we've seen the opposing rucks really take the game from Mike Green of Richmond. He has been a tower of strength last season and certainly carried the Tigers through the finals. But today I felt there's been a weakness in the Richmond rucks, and this was certainly borne out by the way Russell Crowe and Normie Brown and Kevin Murray too have given the Lions drive from the packs.
Tony, what is surprising me more than anything else is the fact that Fitzroy are doing so well in key positions. Young Wall is playing exceptionally well at centre half forward. Andrews in the centre has given them tremendous drive. I don't know how many kicks Andrews has had so far, Jack Cameron. 16 kicks so far, Andrews in the centre. And then at centre half back, Zunneberg has really held his own, I think, with Royce Hart, although Hart we saw had to come right down the ground in that third quarter to get his kicks.
Well, this is right. He was forced to mark the fullback's kicking a couple of times there to get himself into the game. But I think you've summed that up very well, Ken, that Wall, Andrews and Zunneberg, these three key position players for Fitzroy, have been very dominant factors in Fitzroy's fight this afternoon. And they've certainly had a lot of players around them helping and pulling their weight. But these three in particular have done a very, very excellent job indeed for Fitzroy.
Well, the royal occasion didn't bring about any nerves in these young players. In fact, I thought that they played above themselves at stages. Really fine, and full marks to them.
One would have expected that the Richmond side, used to playing before great crowds here on the MCG, would have taken the royal occasion this afternoon in their stride, but they did seem to be more hesitant after half-time, whereas the younger Fitzroy side, having nothing to lose, I suppose, just kept going where they left off at the end of the second quarter, and they produced some excellent football in that second term and again in the third term, and now are enjoying a handy lead of 16 points. It remains to be seen whether they can go on with it. You see Tom Hafey now, I don't doubt, really getting his Richmond side, or trying to get them into top gear, because they have let him down somewhat this afternoon. A lot of the players playing below form.
There's Her Majesty just leaving now. This, by the way, is not her first visit to the MCG. There's Sir Kenneth Luke, the president of the Victorian Football League. I was saying that this is the second visit by Her Majesty to the MCG. Her first was in 1954. That was soon after her coronation. There we see Prince Charles saying farewell to Sir Kenneth Luke, who has been a great man for Australian rules football over the years. Princess Anne. And when you look at them and see them go, you say to yourself, I wonder whether they enjoyed it. I feel sure they did.
Well, it's been a great spectacle here anyway, Ken, and despite the fact the football has been excellent, they, I'm sure, would have enjoyed the spectacle of it anyway.
Of course, the Duke of Edinburgh is an honorary life member of the Melbourne Cricket Club. And he's made many visits to the MCG, including the visit by Her Majesty the Queen in 1954, and he was also present here for the 1956 Olympic Games, and also he set the foundation stone for the Western Stand in March 1967, and he would have seen a change since then. This is the first time he's been back since then.
I noticed him looking at it, Ken, talking to Eric McCutcheon as he walked round the ground. He was pointing up to that Western Stand.
Yes, it's certainly developed from a foundation stone, hasn't it?
It's
an enormous stand.
Magnificent stand.
Well, there you see the two teams breaking up for what should be a really fine last quarter as the royal party leave the MCG and make their way now to the Albert Park area, where they'll look at numerous sporting facilities. It's a magnificent sporting arrangement in that area, Tony.
Yes, it is indeed. Everything's worked to clock-like schedule this afternoon, Ken. There's been no hold-ups.
I like the informality of it all too.
Yes,
it was very good indeed.
Just like a pleasant Sunday afternoon.
A memorable occasion. All set now for the final quarter, with Fitzroy leading 80 points to Richmond 64. And the sun shining brightly. It's a beautiful day in Melbourne now, ideal football weather, and the big question is, can Richmond pull this game out of the fire? Can Fitzroy cause the first big upset in the first round of the 1970 Victorian Football League season?
As umpire Crouch bounces the ball and Crow goes up. Green gets it down cleverly to Bartlett. Bartlett boots Richmond into attack. Zunneberg and Hart are underneath it. A great struggle. Neither can take it. Well played, Herod. Herod boots it down towards where Wall goes up with his opponent, Bergen. Nice play, Peoples. Peoples gets onto his left foot. Across to Thompson. Thompson, a left foot snap down towards the goal square. And it's through. Oh, a magnificent snap, that one.
What a big thrill for the youngster, you know, his first league game and two goals, one in the third quarter and one in the last.
Yes, 2 shots, 2 goals. He scouted very cleverly there to accept that handball from Peoples. So he shows quite a lot of intelligence, and certainly one can't criticise his shots for goal. 2 of them and 2 majors. Excellent.
You can understand Tony Ongarillo's enthusiasm for Fitzroy, can't you, Doug?
Almost
maybe
biased,
a little
I feel,
biased.
at times, Ken.
Former Fitzroy full forward, and a great player he was too. but I hope you've got both eyes open.
Yes,
Back in the centre now, and Fitzroy again get the tap. Crow kicks it off the ground. Here's a chance for them as the hand pass nearly came out to Shearer. It didn't. Picked up by Clay. Clay towards Bowden. Bowden knocks the ball out towards Dean. Dean's kick is a quick one. Sends the ball right up to Moore. Bounces too high for him. Gives Wood the chance. He's very nearly caught with the ball. It's grabbed here by Hodgkin. Hodgkin gets the ball away towards Newnham. Fitzroy in the open spaces now. Lovely kick by Newnham towards centre half forward. And there's young Wall flying for the ball. Couldn't hold it. It hits the ground. This is where Fitzroy winning. But chipping in nicely there is Thomas. Thomas's hand pass goes towards Andrews. He missed the run of it. Allows Burke in for Richmond. Burke towards centre half forward. The ball punched away by Wood. Good defensive play. Barrett grabs the ball though for Richmond. Drives towards the goal, but sends the ball out of play on the full, and it'll be a free kick to Fitzroy. Fitzroy 12-14, 86 points to Richmond 9-10, 64.
Lazarus down to Murray, and Murray being a superb player once again. Perfect judgment, takes a fine mark on half-back flank for Fitzroy. Murray, no man on the mark. This is bad football from the Tigers' point of view as Murray goes downfield, gains about 20 yards, kicks it across looking for Wall, well directed. Wall in trouble as he mishandles. Roger Dean, the captain, kicks it, more height than anything else. Barrett underneath it, does it nicely too and takes the mark. Barrett, who's been in the thick of all the heavy incidents, and the crowd, Richmond cheering, Fitzroy hating him, who kicks a long one downfield. Out comes Peter Wood in front of his opponent. They both push each other out. Lazarus comes in, breaks through with great skill. At about centre half back, he boots the centre ground. There's only Green available, and Green takes the mark. Green, a legal man, is the tallest man on the ground, or he and Ronaldson, both at 6'5", well passed downfield, almost taken by Bowden. Bowden recovers nicely, taken away by Sykes, which was good football. Bowden then kicks off the ground out to Northey. Northey's on his wrong foot, turns onto his left foot now, shoots for goal and does it beautifully. Puts it straight through.
Well, is he a pest? He's a real thorn in the Fitzroy side. This Northey scouts very, very cleverly, and his kicks are certainly very, very damaging indeed.
Let's go on number 3, Joe.
Number 3, yes. 3 straight from Northey on that half-forward flank.
And that puts Richmond within striking distance of Fitzroy. They move on to 10-10, 70 points to 12-14, 86. Umpire Crouch. High gets the tap. Bartlett sharks it though for Richmond. It's into the open spaces. Barrett, number 24, is chasing it out with great determination and speed. Will he get there first? He does. Rolls the ball on in front of him, but has taken it Fitzroy's way a little bit. And Fitzroy chip in beautifully through Merrigan. Merrigan dashing down with the ball, drives towards the goal. There's no one at home. Beard comes across, but the ball hits the boundary line and goes out of play.
Young Merrigan's been an excellent player on that wing, Ken. He's gathered a great number of kicks, 19.
I think that Fitzroy had the edge across the centre with Andrews in the centre himself and Merrigan. So a lot of pace, a lot of determination.
Yes.
Green and Brown. Brown front position. Down it comes to Peoples. Peoples a left foot snap for goal. What the goal?
They're playing like a team of veterans.
They really are. They're producing the best football I think I've seen them produce, Ken, since 1961. 1960 probably.
I wonder if this is their year because they've moved across to the old St Kilda ground, and I should say that that ground would suit them. They like playing fast, open style of football, and more so, you know, akin the Western Australian style of game, and they're great players when they get into the open territory.
Umpire Crouch. Michael Green gets this punch down. It's intercepted by Shearer, picked up by Herod. Herod's left footer goes out wide to an open half-forward flank. The chance is there for Thomas. Thomas kicks it high in there down towards Bartlett. Bartlett goes up and just holds it long enough. He doesn't, says the umpire. Brilliant football, Herod. Herod's got plenty of time to go further if he wants to. He does, and then kicks it down where Colin Beard and David Wall fly for it. Beard's the hands get there. It's all Fitzroy. Russ Cuckley's got time. He picks it up, can't get foot to ball. They scramble for it in the middle of underneath the goal line, and underneath it all is Peoples, but there's no free kick.
Free kick to
I
Peoples.
thought
There is a free kick.
No,
There's no free
I
kick.
thought he was pushed in the
So did
back.
I, yes.
Umpire Crouch bouncing the teeth of Fitzroy's goal. A great punch by Michael Green out towards the boundary line. Gains about 10 yards free side. Some respite for Richmond.
Oh, wait, they nearly have another goal there, didn't they?
Yes,
Wait now as Brown and Green will contest this one once again. Green from behind, cheekily intercepted by Newman. Newman's in trouble, he's tackled by Sheedy. He won't give up, will young John Newman. Shoots for goal, offline it is, through for one behind. Here's a battening, tenacious little rover as the young fellow with the balding pate, John Newman.
Richmond supporters very quiet at this stage. trailing 70 points to 93.
Barry Richardson, good straight football, directly down the ground, looking there for Bowden, picked up nicely by Thompson. Here's Murphy, the danger man, sends a drop kick skimming for goal, but it's off direction, and another behind to Fitzroy, but they're certainly doing all the attacking.
My word, a straight kick there, and Richmond would have been in a whole lot of bother.
29 shots to 20, and a lot of those ones, easy ones, had Fitzroy kicked a little straighter in this third term, Richmond would have been really looking sorry for themselves.
Barry Richardson once again looking this time for Royce Hart. David Wall's in front position. Michael Green almost got there. Dean in trouble. Down to the ground it comes, and there's Green crawling after it, lying, fighting for it. There he is, number 3, talking as usual, of course. And umpire Crouch comes in, speaks to John Murphy, and will bounce the ball as Murphy trundles it back to him. On the bounce, the chances there for Bergen. Bergen's big punch goes to Murray. Murray then boots Fitzroy into attack down towards where Russ Cutlick battles. He hits it away nicely. People's in trouble behind the pack. It goes to Wall again. Wall shoots for goal and one behind.
I think it was touched off his boot.
Well, they've had the chances.
It was touched and going through. And my word, they're really putting a lot of pressure on the Richmond defence, Fitzroy, at the 7-minute mark of the final quarter. The kick in comes to Bartlett. Bartlett looking for someone further afield. Most of them are covered. Sends it up to Northey. Northey has the ball knocked away by Sykes. Sykes comes to the ball nicely, puts it onto the boot. Good play. Comes here to Newnham. Newnham can't quite control it, and it's gathered in by Sheedy. Sheedy towards Dean. Dean has to kick hurriedly, and it goes straight to Lazarus. He can't control it. He's backed up nicely, though, by Zonnenberg. Zonnenberg's kick comes out here where Hodgkin's got the ball. He's going to pass it. Short here. It's coming across to Lazarus, and Lazarus takes the mark. Burke coming right down over the mark. He's still well over, but Lazarus is going to take his time. Rightly so. Just looking for a lead somewhere. Andrews has given him one. He's ignored that. Elects to kick towards centre half forward. Murray sets himself for it. Spot by a teammate, I think. Murphy, though, comes clear of the ball from the pack for Fitzroy. Got a lot of pace. A beautiful pass. Out it goes to Russ Cutlick, who takes a lovely one-handed mark. Beautiful football, Fitzroy.
Very casual, if you please.
They're looking a really polished side. As Russ Cutlick is going to have a long shot at goal. I think he's too far out. We'll soon know. Yes, it's falling that little bit short. And coming to it is Beard. Beard can't control it. He gets right into the back of a Fitzroy player. But I think it'll be a bounce ball. It is. Newnham's got it. Not at all happy, having a chat to umpire Crouch, thinking that he should have got a free kick. At the bounce, Richmond get the tap. Fitzroy come to the ball. Pack gathering, the whistle goes, and another bounce will ensue.
In comes Norm Brown. He cuts it out straight out to Richmond. A shocking punch down by Brown to Bartlett. Bartlett towards Francis Burke. Burke marks it off. He goes like a flash. Gets past Herod. Steadies himself now from centre. Boots it down towards centre half forward. Umpire's whistle is blowing. Francis Burke,
a chop, did he perhaps?
I don't know whether he covered more than 10 yards. It might have been the chop, Tony.
I think so. It's going to Herod.
There's the free kicks to Herod. Herod, an ex-Geelong player, transferred to Fitzroy, has played very competently today. Kicks a drop kick down to the attacking zone for Fitzroy. In front, it's all Richmond. Too easy it was, taken by fullback Barry Richardson. Richardson, the physiotherapist, goes back now and tries a short one downfield. In front was Merrigan. Dick Clay too strong. Shearer and Clay was too strong. 6 foot 1.5 of him and a wingman. He boots it down to Barrett. Barrett goes up as Andrews spoils it. Andrews' intention was never to mark the ball, and the umpire's intention is to give the free kick to Barrett.
I've got a feeling a message has gone out from Richmond's coach, Tom Hafey, to kick the ball in the air, because this is where Richmond perhaps may have a slight edge. I don't know. I have a feeling. I saw a message go out.
65 yards from the boot of Barrett. Downfield it goes. Here's a chance for Dean. He's tackled and beautifully bumped out. Then a hungry pack of players fall on top of it. Umpire Crouch blows the whistle, and he will come and break it up, as the word is. There's Peter Wood, number 30.
Roger will be in there somewhere.
Hodgkin, number 35, is a policeman, and certainly he's a tough player. Roger Dean's the man who's always talking. Captain of Richmond, their longest service player, and a great player he's been too. Ronaldson goes up, he's beaten for it. Down it goes to Zonnenberg. Zonnenberg over the head to Burke. Burke just takes it. Well juggled that time as he's running back with the flight of the ball.
That sun's right in his eyes as he took that one.
He lost
Doug, and it was a good effort.
Fitzroy, 13-17, Richmond 10-10.
Burke, a skimming drop kick down to the 10-yard square. It's all Fitzroy. Thank you, says Gary Lazarus, and waits and takes it on his chest.
There's no system up forward among the Richmond players at all.
It's amazing.
Richmond certainly not looking like a premiership side today as Lazarus boots towards Captain Murray. Dickie Clay comes in and takes him on. Well done, Murray, with strength and power. Murray should take a free 50 for it.
He's going So many frees that way, Kevin Murray. Very, very experienced in throwing the arms out and letting the ball go.
Fitzroy, 25 points in front at the 10-minute mark of the final quarter. Here's a beautiful pass, beautifully directed. Comes out to young Shearer, the winger for Fitzroy. Shearer can put the Lions well into attack. Here's a nice kick too towards centre half forward. Flying for the ball and taking a beautifully judged mark is young Wall. I noticed that someone's come on, Jules come on for Richmond, but let's concentrate on the game as the ball comes up here to Murphy, the boundary line, a little bit too close for him.
John Ronaldson's walking off down there, Lloyd. Look at it, Ken.
Rucks do battle. Here's Sheedy getting a hand pass towards Strang's kick towards the centre of the ground. We're coming through as Norm Brown to pick it up for Fitzroy. He's kick high in the air. Can Newnham get under it? But it is Merrigan who comes down from the wing to take the mark. Playing very well, this young fellow. He's kicked towards centre half forward. It's all Richmond there. They missed the mark though, but coming out with the ball once again is Barry Richardson. Hooks it around and marked very nearly taken there by Shearer. Shearer under a lot of pressure from Richmond here as Richmond kick the ball forward. The whistle goes and it'll be a free to Richmond.
Yes, it's Dick Clay to take the free kick on half-back flank. Richmond fumbling there. There were three players had that opportunity. They were lucky to get out of the free kick. Clay's kick is a good one. Down towards where Barrett makes a big leap. Follows on nicely. Tackles. Gets foot to ball but boots it straight to Gary Lazarus, who's got no opponent. He gets past Bond. 19th and 20th man on for Richmond. And Lazarus boots it out looking towards Wall again. It's Merrigan who's battling with Burke. Burke gets it and boots Richmond into attack. Lazarus underneath will take another one. Nobody at home at all.
What a stumbling block he is.
He has been.
6 marks he's taken.
One of the real old-timers of the Fitzroy team who's kicked a lot of goals up forward. Nobody expected he'd be such a success in the back pocket. This is Zunneberg, Noel Zunneberg. 30 yards he goes. Then he kicks a short one cleverly across towards Merrigan. Merrigan can give it to Peoples but tries a long one. David Wall comes in from behind and almost did it beautifully. He goes to the ground. Through comes People. Held the ball a long time. Held it too long. And the free kick will go to the Tigers. Gary Richardson showing a little of rank at that time, which is most unlike this fullback, who's a very fair and gentle player, but a very good player. On half-back flank is Richardson, sends it down to the centre of the ground, looking for Clay. It's Royce Hart from behind who takes 2 bites at it and therefore loses it. Chance for Shearer. Shearer hand passes good football across to Murphy. Murphy steadies as he's tackled by Dean. Here's Fitzroy's chance again, and the mark is taken by Darryl Peoples.
Beautiful football, lovely disposal of the ball.
They're certainly getting on with the job, looking
All
for
the
a man
best
every
positive
time.
football has been played by Fitzroy. They're passing the ball to perfection, finding their man invariably, and it's good to look at.
Peoples, 25 to 30 yards out, should not miss this one with his left foot, comes in and kicks it long and high, deep into the stand. 6 more points go to Fitzroy. That's Peoples' second goal.
Yes, as Ken said, it's the Fitzroy side that are the most, or the more positive of the two, and certainly it's been a surprise to everyone. I think probably a lot of the Richmond players tended to take this game not as seriously as they should have, and the game is certainly very fast, slipping from their grasp.
One thing they should have remembered, that the last time they were beaten was by Fitzroy. Back on the centre now, and Fitzroy knocked the ball forward. A chance for him. It comes out here to Shearer. Shearer in turn, handballs further afield. And the ball is gathered in here nicely by young Thompson. Thompson drives it forward. Oh, this could bounce through. No, it doesn't. It's punched away by Barry Richardson at the last moment. Another behind to Fitzroy. Well, now, they're in the box seat. No 2 ways about it. 102 points to Richmond 70. 32 points in front at the 14-minute mark of the final quarter.
Once again, it's Richardson, the fullback for Richmond, boots it downfield. A tremendous leap by Brown. He thumps the ball away. Bartlett, the rover, comes in. He's tackled, goes to the ground, recovers, runs into 3 of them. Kevin Murray won't give up. Thomas takes it away from him, then loses it. Chance for Brown. Brown's long hand passes a dangerous one. Murray runs into Sheedy, and he's well tackled. Umpire crouches, he drops it, and the free kick goes to Sheedy. Bad hand pass from Norman Brown. Across to Roger Dean, the captain. Dean takes the mark. Tackled by Herod. Herod tackled him hard too. Francis Burke threw that ball out in front of him. Plays on. Gets a hand pass across to Barrett. Barrett's got the chance now for a long one. It was Bond. Lazarus is there alone and unattended and takes another one.
Well,
Mark number 7.
This is why Ronaldson was removed. I'm sure that he wasn't doing enough to curb Lazarus down there while he was in the forward pocket, but it's still going on. Lazarus having it all his own way.
Gary Lazarus boots it out to half-back flank looking for Crow. In front it was almost taken. It was taken. No, it's not paid for by the umpire. It's punched away from Barrett. He battles on nicely. Chance now for Tony Jewell in the van. Here's a chance for Richmond once again. As it's booted by Bond down to the 10-yard square. Big leap and a good mark for the Tigers. Tumbling over is Eric Moore again.
That was a strong one.
He's got a magnificent leap as Moore, and he's only about 15 yards out as he limps back painfully.
Yes, he's hurt his knee, by the look.
This is Eric Moore holding the ball tucked in there in his right hand. That big leap when he took that when he crashed heavily to the turf. Michael Bowden comes across to sympathise and say, please, Eric, kick a goal, I think might be the message. Come on, mate.
He was graduated as a BA last week too.
Yes, Bachelor of Arts,
and his wife too.
In comes Eric Moore, kicks for goal and kicks nice and straight. Well done, Eric Moore. That's number 4 to the Richmond full forward.
Good effort considering it looks like he has hurt that, could be the knee or the ankle. He's stamping it on the ground, but certainly deserved the goal. It was an excellent leap, and he had plenty of attention when he came to the ground with the ball. Eric Moore, 4 goals from full forward, 4 goals too actually. It's been quite a good contribution. One of the few Richmond forwards who's probably been on top in the day.
There's Eric Moore. Back now with umpire Crouch. As the rucks get set, go high, the tap going to Green. Sharp beautifully by Newnham though of Fitzroy. Newnham's kick is wide out where it's coming out towards Wall. Wall takes a lovely mark under a lot of pressure, and I think he took something else too.
Yes, I think he did too.
The face area. He's been a great player at centre half forward. 5th mark to this young player. 17 kicks, good performance. And he's taking his time. I think these are good tactics. He'll put it well down towards the goal. He's not a bad kick. It's on its way. Pack developing there, right in the goal square. It's knocked into the open spaces. Ball gathered in here by Richmond towards the centre of the ground. Coming down is Andrews, but it's Newnham once again. Tackle caught with the ball by Bowden. Tackle too high, says umpire Crouch, and Newnham will take the free for a pull round the neck. This kick is a good one to position to, setting himself for the mark as Green, and brings it down for Richmond. Too tall and too strong there in the last line of defence. He immediately passed the ball to Bartlett, all on his own. Bartlett can go for a long run. He elects to boot the ball forward towards Clay, is it? Clay can't mark it though, but this gives Michael Bowden the chance. He knocks the ball further afield. Jewell's got it here for Richmond, sends it forward for them, up towards Barrett, and Barrett has met solidly. Very solidly indeed. Oh, I don't think he'd get up so quickly.
He can take it, can't he?
He can dish it out, as we say, and he can take it too.
He takes it too, don't worry.
He's a good 65 yards out from goal. A magnificent drop kick puts it goal. Now it's offline. The distance was superb, but he hooked it badly. It goes out of bounds, and of course the whole of the Fitzroy camp clap enthusiastically. Peter Wood, the fullback, will take the free kick for that misdirected kick of Barrett's, and Wood kicks it out wide looking for Norman Brown. Brown goes up above the pack but can't hold it. Comes down and battles hard. Well picked up there by Bowden. Bowden boots the Tigers into attack once again. Behind the chance or in front of the pack, it's nicely taken by the winning Zunnenberg. He boots it out close to the boundary line. Opportunity there for Green, and a well marked it was by the big fellow, Michael Green. His opponent on the mark is Vice Captain Norman Brown, who's incidentally been 3 times best and fairest in the Fitzroy club. Norman Brown's taken some wonderful marks today. Green, of course, the legal man. He's a legal man. He's waving, he's gesticulating, appealing to umpire Crouch. Play goes on downfield, and it's taken nicely by Clay.
A little bit of misunderstanding there among the Fitzroy defenders.
Yes.
Play should never have been allowed to mark in that unopposed manner.
Comes in now from about 45 yards out from goal, kicks for goal and kicks it offline. It's one behind only.
When Richmond badly need a goal, Richmond move on to 11-11, 77 points. Fitzroy are 14-18, 102.
Richmond aren't playing well enough in my book to kick 4 or 5 goals now to win this. They're certainly not combining well as they should.
Time's running out on them as Wood puts the ball into play. Good kick, but it's all Richmond there. And the mark again taken by Clay, is it?
Royce Hart.
No, it's Royce Hart. Hart, a left footer, former Tasmanian, brilliant player. Here comes, it's a good kick too, almost into the goal square. A lot of jostling going on there. The ball comes clear. Fitzroy come away with it through Herod. Herod's kick a nice one, looking for Norm Brown. Brown sets himself for it, knocks the ball forward, comes to it. Not Brown, it was young Thompson, and Thompson drives the ball with a beautiful lovely pass and finds Ball again. Beautiful play. They're very similar in build, aren't they? Russ Cutler and
Yes, they look alike.
Wall, and they're both fair-haired, but this fellow has played magnificently. No two ways about it. He'll put this well down towards the goal. There's the kick on its way. It's a magnificent drop punt, and through it goes. A magnificent goal. Goal number 4. And Fitzroy really consolidate now. 15 goals on the board. And there's young Wall. Must be feeling pretty happy with himself.
He's done an excellent job there. 4 goals, 5 is a pretty good contribution from any centre-half forward, and particularly being up against a player of the calibre of Bergen, but he's certainly been much too talented in the air and, in fact, on the ground for Bergen so far today.
He's incidentally topped the goal kicking in the reserves and in the thirds for Fitzroy, so he's used to it. Back in the centre with umpire Jeff Croucher. Beautiful punch down goes to Murray. Murray across looking for Murphy. Peoples will take it. He's tackled nicely. Tackled from behind, however, says umpire Crouch, against you, Graham Bergen. And the free kick goes to Darryl Peoples.
Doug Fitzroy got too much pace.
They have. They're getting there first all the time. As Peoples, the left footer, centred, skimming down to the full forward zone. And the mark is taken once again by Russell Crowe. One-handed, nonchalantly, too easy. 16 and a half stone of bulk and power and agility there. That's Russell Crowe.
I think he'll kick this right out of the ground too, Doug. No
20 yards out, bang. Through it goes, and Fitzroy sealed the match, I feel.
Well now, who would have imagined that Fitzroy would have beaten Richmond in this opening round of Victorian League football on the MCG? I don't think anyone gave Fitzroy a great deal of hope of beating the Tigers. They were the premiers last year, but my word, they've confounded the critics. And they really played magnificent football. Early in the game, Richmond appeared to have their measure. Richmond were 5 points in front at half-time, but as you've seen, from that point on, it's been all Fitzroy. They've dominated the game, and they're 16-18 now to Richmond 11-11, and we're about 23 minutes into the final quarter.
Michael Green goes up and Brown beats him pointless once again. Out towards the half-forward flank where Thomas is leading Thompson of Fitzroy. Thomas picks up and boots looking for Northey. Well done, Sykes. He came on when he should have stopped. He was well tackled, but it's picked up nicely there by Shearer. Shearer gets bundled away and over the line it goes as Richmond's 19th and 20th man. Jewell and Bond struggle for it, but it's out of bounds, centre wing position. Yes, there's a lot of criticism that the match will be 2 one-sided. It was a pity because Her Majesty the Queen was coming here and thought Richmond would win too easily. But there's Northey, who certainly made his contribution to the Tigers. Comes in and sends a drop kick out wide looking for Royce Hart. Hart leads in the race for the ball cleverly down to Jewell. Jewell gets his left foot to it and boots it. Lazarus comes in, but it's taken by Bartlett. Lazarus crashes into him accidentally, but that plucky little rover, Bartlett takes the mark, and when he gets up, if he can get up, and I think he can, he'll only be about 12 yards out or 10 yards out on a pretty acute angle, 45 degrees. Gavin Bartlett, their best and fairest player in 1967 and 68. Royce Hart won that award in 69. He's a great player. No, he's not going to be on a difficult angle. He'll boot straight towards the scoreboard. Shouldn't have any trouble booting one through for the Tigers. There it goes.
A somewhat belated goal to Richmond. They're 12th on the board. 12-11 now to Fitzroy 16-18. There's the board. 83 points to 114, and we're about to enter the time-on period.
Very courageous little fellow, Bartlett. He's still rubbing the sore spots where he was collided rather heavily with Lazarus when he took that mark, but it won't worry him. He shows tons of courage, always gets on with the business. Richmond camp doesn't look very happy down there, Ken.
Back in the centre now as the tap goes to Fitzroy. The ball gathered in by Beard, though, or rather Strang. Strang driving it forward. Coming to the ball is Herod, who has played exceptionally well. The kick smothered beautifully by Northey. He's been a great player for Richmond. Gets a hand pass. Out it goes to Clay. Clay can pass it to Dean. He does. A short pass. Dean's going to run into trouble. He's caught. Luckily for him, the tackle was too high around his shoulder. Roger Dean, the Richmond captain, going to pass it short here. It's not a well-directed kick out towards Bergen. Bergen, however, has plenty of time. He's going to be tackled here by Murray. Bit slow getting rid of it. Murray pushes him off balance. The ball comes into the forward pocket, knocked away, gathered in here by Bond. Bond drives it forward, and there's a mark to Moore, right in the goal square. And you'll have no trouble popping this through for Richmond's 13th goal and his 5th. There it is on its way, straight through the middle. 13 goals to Richmond, 13-11. 89 points, Fitzroy 16-18, 140.
Well, it appears to be too late, of course, with time on now being played. Fitzroy look to have this game really sewn up now, but Richmond's still going on with it. I noticed that Bergen has been moved from Wall, Fitzroy centre-half forward, who has done so very, very well today. Bergen now was seen down on the forward line.
Well, Richmond are known for their fighting qualities. They'll have to kick some quick goals here, though, to have any chance of pulling this game out of the fire. There's Green knocking the ball forward. It's picked up here by Jewell. Jewell's long kick coming down to Moore. It's punched away, though, by Hodgkin. Comes out to Barrett. Barrett, a hand pass across to Burke. Burke's been shepherded off. Dummies nicely. Sends the ball forward. There's Murray setting himself for the mark. Gets right underneath it. It comes clear, gathered in by Andrews. Andrews' hand pass goes out to Zannenberg. Zannenberg plays extremely well to get this ball out of the danger zone. Sends it forward, but the mark is taken here by Richmond's Mike Green. Green with the ball, almost midfield on the outer side. Green kicks the ball, but umpire Crouch was not satisfied and
Green's
takes
done
the
this
ball back.
twice, Ken, and I think he's running around his mark, you know. This is what's prompting the Fitzroy player on the mark to go at him, and I don't think this is wrong. I think he should be tackled.
There's his kick now, sending the ball to Jewell, who marks all on his own, just over Richmond's left half forward line. Jewell can put this well down towards the goal.
His kick is a rubber and a very bad one. Surprises everybody. Bond's got it. Tackled beautifully by Zannenberg. And his kick goes downfield, picked up and almost thrown across by Wood to Hodgkin. Hodgkin's a bit slow as he's well tackled by Bartlett. And they're fighting on that boundary line for it. Roger Dean in the thick of it. Picked up and lost by Herod as he comes through like a bullet. Dean won't give up. And then eventually umpire's whistle blows. And the free kick is going, I think, we'll wait and see. Umpire Crouch is going to bounce it. From the bounce, in comes Russell Crowe and decides to thump it about 25 yards downfield. It's pretty dangerous as Tony Jewell's there. It's nicely picked up by Clay. Clay screws it back towards the goal square. Up they go as Moore get his hands to it, and then it goes.
And
55. For 60 yards out and a very difficult angle. Burke is a long kick, like most of the Richmond side. Very good player. Kicks a punt kick and kicks it right down the 10-yard square. Big pack lead for it. Down in front it comes. Murray hits it out beautifully that time. Picked up and driven out of danger to centre wing position. Streaming after the ball, the Tigers overrun it badly, and the chances here for Peoples, but he doesn't pick it up at Strang. Strang in a flash across to Bowden, who's now at centre-half back. Bowden boots it down to the centre-half forward zone. Well spoilt that time by Shearer. Past Zannenberg it goes. Picked up by Andrews. In a flash it goes out to Shearer. He then boots it wide out towards Peoples. Perfect football by Fitzroy, and Peoples laconically takes the mark. He says, I'll take my time. We're in front, and he kicks it across nicely, and it's marked there easily.
Padley.
By Padley, who's on. Padley across to Johnny Murphy. Murphy can have a shot for goal if he wants to. He's pushed, I thought, as he kicked it. Luckily, it goes out towards Thompson. He gets a left foot snap for goal, but he blemishes his wonderful record with the shooting for goal. This time it's only behind.
he had a very quiet first half, young Thompson, but as the game's progressed, he's warmed up and has shown quite a lot of ability.
A bit more confidence, I think.
Richardson, the fullback, straight down the field, looking for Green. Crow's with him. Oh, beautiful mark by David Wall once again.
He's been the star of the ground. He has
been
indeed.
a great player.
How many marks has he taken now? About 8 or 9? 7 marks at centre half forward. And he's had in the order of 18 kicks. About 18 kicks so far.
And his short passes perfectly, and Fitzroy go 15 yards downfield in the person of Darryl Peoples.
This Richmond defence is very loose indeed. Very haphazard.
Peoples, another accomplished player, but David Wall has been a find because Doug Searle, their champion full forward, looks like being out for about 10 weeks for injury, as Peoples comes in with a long left foot drop kick, which is a bad one, but still it registers a behind for Fitzroy, and at the 30-minute mark, that probably looks good enough, I think.
I think so.
16-19 or 16-20
16-20.
now. There's the board being changed. 16-20 to Richmond, 13-12.
Gary Richardson for the 20th time, of course, down towards Bowden. Bowden at centre half-back marks in front of Mike Andrews. His hand pass goes to Sheedy. Sheedy goes down from Russell Crowe, which Crowe would enjoy and wouldn't mind losing the free kick at this stage. And in the centre half-forward zone, the free kick will go to Richmond. Looks like Bustling Billy going back to take it.
Very close to siren time, and Fitzroy have got this game all sewn up. 16-20, 116 points. Richmond 13-12-90.
Barrett with a long drop kick, boots it right down to the goal square. Well played, Eric Moore. As Tony says, he's been one of their winning forwards. He and Northey have been the two great players up there for Richmond, the only two, and Moore with that beautiful spring once again.
Moore will have a shot right on the siren. Comes in, it's on its way, and he makes no mistake. Another goal to the Tigers, right on the siren, their 14th goal, 14-12, 96 points. Fitzroy, however, beating Richmond, the title holders, 16-20, 116, and that was Moore's 6th goal. A wonderful win to the young Fitzroy side, a great win indeed. And that no doubt will give them considerable confidence as they approach this 1970 season. Just repeating the final score, Fitzroy 16-20, 116 points. There's Billy Stephen, the coach of Fitzroy, being cheered off the ground. Richmond 14-12, 96 points. And as we see Billy Stephen go off, there a few of the, there's Stephen being cheered off the ground. He must be an extremely happy man. He's been a great player for Fitzroy over the years and is now proving himself a very worthy coach. And so we close this memorable sporting coverage from the Melbourne Cricket Ground, where for the first time Her Majesty the Queen attended a game of Australian rules football.